In sports, Joy Sports, Benedict Owusu-Dankwa speaks with Wilfred Kwekwose Palmer, the bankroller of Tema Youth, on a range of issues affecting Ghana football.
Palmer with us to speak to him about the issues that have been going on here on the local scene. And as you are all aware, football-related activities have been put on hold after the Anna's expose on football corruption in the country. Government also taking steps to dissolve the Football Association. There's been a formation of a two-man team, that's FIFA CAF liaison team, to oversee our participation in international competitions. Some developments have also come out from that as well. So we're going to speak to him to find out his view on all these issues and how we can move our football forward in this country. Palmer, thanks so much for joining me. First of all, just want to find out from you, with all that have been going on, where do you stand?
I stand as a football person, and no matter how people will take it, I always put my expertise and loyalty to the football fraternity, in the sense that if, as I sit here, I'll become somebody, is due to football. That has made me whoever Palmer is, right from my infancy up to date. People know me as Palmer because of football. So I'll always be behind them. And all that we need to also do is to make sure that we are part or play a critical role in the reformation processes. If an event occurs and you are prompted, there will be the need for us to do that introspection to conclude on the fact that there will be the need for us to change the way we go about doing things and make sure that we make football business a very congenial atmosphere for anybody to operate.
It's been 60 days after the Anas Armia expose. A lot of things have happened. Government stepping in, in the process of dissolving the Football Association. How has life been for you as a football person?
It's been very stressful, in the sense that you are quite uncertain as to the next move of the government or what is actually happening to your investment well over 14 years. And it doesn't give comfort to us at all. I know that other club owners are also in the same quagmire. And going forward, I would say that there will be the need for us to see our way clear, but it's very, very, very an unpleasant situation for any football person to be. With regard to executive committee, it's even very difficult to know your position as an FA, and so many things are uncertain, and you cannot operate comfortably within such an environment. Unlike the hitherto situation where you wake up and you know exactly how your investment is doing. Now, there is no benchmark for you to use to know exactly where the direction of football is moving. So it's been very stressful. Some of us are contemplating looking for another job, because people tend to forget that when we say you are self-employed, it's also part of employment. So I can have alternative to the investment that I have. So if that is the case, do I have to put all my eggs into football, or to diversify to ensure that anytime a decision is taken about football, I'm not largely affected, but I put in place a business scheme and system that can stand the test of times.
Is government on the right path?
I don't think so.
Why?
In the sense that the Article 17.2 of the FIFA statutes states very clear that the government cannot meddle in football. If that is the case, any initiative, any reforms must emanate from football people. Anything other than that will be regarded as a third party trying to impose his wishes and will on football, and FIFA will frown at that. So why would you engage yourself in an exercise in futility?
But not to cut you, but government is acting on the interest of the people of Ghana, and football is played for the people of Ghana. So if people are saying that we don't want this and government is doing, you don't think that is right?
Yeah, Benedict, as a football pundit, I know for a fact that loyalty of supporters is very crucial. Man U is what it is because of its support base. Real Madrid is what it is because of its support base. Even as Kotoko, locally, or House of Folk, it's because of the support base. So you cannot do football without support. But people should also begin to understand the basic fact that it's now privately run. If the government was giving the FA subvention, paying our workers, taking up recurrent expenditure, that would have been a different thing altogether. But this is the case where development, supervision, organization, control of football is being privately funded. The moment it comes from that perspective, then you expect the person who is funding or piping football in terms of the income stream to also have a say. Why would you truncate or curtail our rights as football people or as clubs? And an initiative is taken purported to be in the interest of football when the major players have not been consulted. I don't think that's the right way to go.
So at this point, what do you want to be done?
We have to meet at Congress, make sure that we take concrete steps.
But how is that going to happen?
That is the presence of the FA in terms of getting access to our offices should be lifted. The injunction and the court processes should be truncated. And we should be allowed to go to our Congress. It could be an extraordinary Congress for major decisions to be made. The government could be invited. Ministry can send people to participate in the Congress. We are amenable to that. So that at the end of it all, we will have a meeting, very cordial, a meeting that can show the next direction of football. But if certain things are going to be imposed on football people, you will find sections or the entire football fraternity resisting that particular change, because that change will not have been owned by football people. And to me, I don't think that is the best way to go. Every reform should be participatory. If a reform is going to be accepted by the rank and file, it should be participatory. The moment you impose reforms on people, I don't think it will work.
We are wrapping up. 2 more questions. The last but one, the idea of a normalization committee should be discarded?
That's what I think. In the sense that when FIFA moved into a similar situation with regard to Blatter and Platini's era, I don't think they moved into any normalization situation. If it's the leadership that has been affected, we have other members of the executive committee that can serve in various capacities to make sure that things are brought back on track. That is not to say that we want to entrench ourselves as ESCO members, but we allow Congress to take a major decision as to the future of the executive committee. As we sit here, the moment you even take certain decisions without the involvement of Congress, that decision will not be recognized. So when I found the proposal from the liaison committee that we should contribute to the reformation processes in Ghana, I was baffled in the sense that I mean, how could they even implement the proposals or the suggestions given to them? There's no way they can implement it, because the only decision-making body with regard to that is Congress, not even executive committee. The executive committee cannot determine the direction of the league as to whether it should continue or it should not continue.
And that'll be all for sports. But quick one in on the Bank of Ghana, on the state of the banking sector. Now, sovereign banks license obtained by false pretenses. That's what the Bank of Ghana is saying. So the bank is insolvent as we speak. Beige and Construction Bank obtained licenses after false pretenses using fictitious and non-existent capital. That is the latest from the Bank of Ghana press conference ongoing. Now, the Bank of Ghana is also consolidating assets of the above banks, including Unibank and Royal Bank, so that all of them will become the consolidated bank. That is according to Mr. Daniel Addo, the new CEO. Now, clients should be advised that their deposits are safe and that all staff of the affected banks will become staff of the consolidated bank. So that is the very latest coming from the Bank of Ghana on the state of the banks. But right after pause, you know, there's a business bulletin. So we'll bring you a lot of that details and analysis as well. For now, log on to myjoyonline.com. You get a lot more information. And you can also know what's been happening throughout the day here, especially here on the JoyNews channel, as well as across the country and beyond. My name is Gifty Andopia. A quick one before I go. Get ready for the JoyNews Western World Properties Habitat Fair, brought to you in collaboration with MNC Properties. There will be the event will start from Saturday, August the 4th to Sunday, August 5th, 2018, with the first mini Habitat Fair clinics at the Achimota Mall from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. There will also be a second clinic at the West Hills Mall from Saturday, August 18 to Sunday, August 19, or from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You want to stay tuned and get yourself acquainted with what's happening with the Habitat Fair. My name is Gifty Andopia. Once again,